Hello everybody, welcome to another weekly review for F45 Trading. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow us at F45 Trading on Twitter and Future 45 Trade Signals on Instagram if you're not already. Check out our website as well too at f45trading.com, where we've got several options that I think you're going to like. If you're not involved in a trading community, we've got a chat room that's just great for you guys. At a very, very low cost to you, and you can get in the room with some like-minded traders and bounce your ideas off everybody and get a couple of ideas for some great setups that we talk about daily. And if that's not enough, we do have a signals room as well too that we post signals to, so you can get that. And if you want even further help, if you're a new trader just starting out, we do have coaching packages available as well too for you to check out. So several options. Go check them all out at f45trading.com, and if you're simply looking for a broker to trade with, there's a great recommendation as well too on our homepage. So without further ado, let's jump into the charts real quick after that shameful little bit of marketing that I have to do every now and then. Trying to build up the numbers here, folks. Tell a friend as well too if you could. That'd be a big help. I'd like to grow the numbers in our chat room a little bit more if we can. Anyway, here we go. So this week we have, towards the end of the week, starting on Thursday, November 22nd, the U.S. Thanksgiving. And typically a lot of those people as well will take off the Friday, so it's an extended weekend, 4-day weekend. Congratulations to them. Must be nice. But in terms of volatility, pretty quiet across the board. There's some Australian dollar monetary policy meeting minutes coming out late Monday evening, and some yen. Bank of Japan governor is speaking. And then going into Thursday, really not a whole bunch. We've got some medium impact news events starting, and we've got inflation report hearings for the pound sterling, and then we've got some bank permits and housing start numbers on Tuesday. So pretty low impact news events. Late in the day, Canadian dollar news, which is pretty interesting actually. I'm going to talk about the Canadian dollar here in a few minutes. There's some interesting stuff coming up, I think, and you may want to take advantage of it before the end of the month here. Going into Wednesday, we've got core durable goods and U.S. Revised UOM consumer statement, and then crude oil inventory numbers back to the same scheduled time frame on Wednesday. So we can watch for that. Could be a bit of a pop in crude oil. I'm going to actually talk about that one here in a few minutes as well too. Thursday is pretty quiet, and then Friday we're going to cap the week off with some pretty major Canadian dollar news as well too. So all in all, pretty quiet, but you got to be careful of these quiet days. See, all of these days here, only one or two high-impact news events. People are expecting a lot of volatility during those high-impact news events and expecting the market to jump around, and they kind of take their guard down a little bit in the days that you don't have a whole lot of those. And you know what? I've seen it more often than not. They really move price on days where it's just low, medium news events like these. And they just, for whatever reason, they just gun prices. So I think we're going to see the markets make up a pretty big chunk of ground here this week, and I think they're going to do it all before the Thursday holiday here. So just keep that in mind, especially U.S. related pairs. I'm not talking about any other cross pairs with any euros or yen pairs or anything like that. I'm just talking about all pairs that strictly have the U.S. dollar attached to it. So going to be I think we're going to have a pretty good mover Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if I were you, I would probably be done trading by Wednesday and don't look at the markets again until, I shouldn't say that, don't look at the markets. Look at the markets. Don't trade the markets till Thursday and Friday. Wait until the following week, which just happens to be the last week of the month, and I think we're going to see a lot of movement happening as well too going into December. So let's just jump into this. Keep in mind, again, I'm looking mainly at the Canadian dollar this week just because of a lot of the news events that are coming up. We'll zip over to the U.S. dollar. You can see all the ground that we lost last week. This was Friday, big down day on Friday. Thursday and Wednesday did absolutely nothing. They just sat there and collected dust. Two big wicks and really didn't do anything. They capped off at 97.23 on the day for both Wednesday and Thursday, and on the low end, Thursday failed to get below here, which, to be honest with you, that threw me off a bit as well. But I was suggesting that we could see price come back down and tag in off of this small consolidation area right in here again, and you can see that's exactly what it did. It came back down. Look how much time price spent in this region right in here, and that's between the 90 96.30 area and the 90, basically 96 even area. You can see price spent a long time in there, so it's kind of not a surprise that they wanted to come back down and tag off of those levels one more time. Now going forward, I hope this is it on the downside. I've got a big area above price, above this swing high here and above these swing highs in here that I think we could reach up into, and the low end on that comes in about 97.60. I'll just see if I can't bring that up here. That's sort of not the high end, but the start of the high end is kind of what I'd be looking at there, to see if they want to drive up into that. A little bit higher than this previous swing high that happened last Monday from last week. But once they get up into that area, I'd really like to see them drive up higher and potentially even get up to the top of this level, which would be 98.30. In and around that level. That would be kind of about a dollar, whoops, 98.30. That's sort of where I'm looking on the high end. Could go higher, could go lower. I don't know for sure. But that's kind of a reasonable target, I believe. Well, I'll know more once it gets up into that region, if it does at all. But again, on the low side, I'm thinking that they ran this thing down. Nice bullish move up here, stalled out, came down, rebalanced off this consolidation area, exploded back up, and now we're rebalancing one more time. And again, I think this is just kind of coinciding with sort of the time of the year. We are going into holiday season here pretty soon. Markets are going to start cooling off, and with it price. So I think they could honestly just sit here and move this thing sideways, but I'd like to see them get up into this blue shaded area before they do that on the US dollar. So what I'm going to be looking for is some big movements Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week up into that range. I'm thinking this could be the low end. We'll see. Monday started out last week and created the high of the week. I'm hoping here, if we do go any lower, that the low of the week would be set on Monday as well too, and we should see price trading from there. If we lose this level right in and around here, maybe a little bit lower, 96, I don't even like, I'm going to say 96 even. If price trades below 96, I'm going to be very cautious that they may not want to run that thing down below this low under here. You know, again, just keep an eye on that 9600 level there. If they do run below that, then I think the target for the week could be under here. But I am going to remain bullish until I see that low broken, and we'll look for upside targets for the week. So just keep that in mind, though. We'll see how things shape up going into Monday's trading. If we start to see this thing drag below and reach for underneath the lows from last Friday, then we'll see what happens at this 9600 level, how it reacts. It's only 34 pips away from that currently, and then once it gets to that level, then we'll see if there's any resistance or support in that area, and chance of this thing bouncing. And if not, then we're going to be looking lower for the week. So no matter what, we can position ourselves correctly and get off a trade. Looking at the Euro USD, as you can see, mirror opposite of what the US dollar did. Price slammed down last week. And then this had a little bit more movement, though, last Wednesday and Thursday there. You saw the US dollar, how it was just stagnant those 2 days and just basically put in two large dojis. These are actually spinning tops if you're a candle pattern trader. That's what those two guys represent. And this here, we did not see that. We saw a return higher. So there's a pretty heavy draw back to the upside, and now we see prices finally, hopefully, starting to reject. Again, same type of idea as the US dollar. I don't want to see price go too much higher than that. If we do, then we could be looking at taking out this old high in here. So we'll keep that marked on the charts for now. Line in the sand on this one's a little bit more for me. Anyway, I would not want to see price come much above this guy right here, and that's not too far away. I'll put a price tag on that, and that comes in about 114. We'll call it 114.45 as the high end. If we see price come up to 114.45, then there's a pretty good possibility that price may want to start running for this high here, and if we start getting above this high, then we could come back into this range in here and maybe even challenge this. I don't think the bearishness is over on Euro USD, because again, if we bring up the charts, we've got some same levels underneath price under here that I think we could see. That's this consolidation area in here, and then these two relatively equal lows in there, and potentially even back to balance out again on top of this previous consolidation way back in here. So we'll see if they want to stretch down for that. We had a nice run up, and we're currently trading at about 11400 right now. So if we could get a 400 pip movement before the end of the year down on this, that would be wonderful. Now, I like how price is falling off here. I'm just kind of dialing in a little bit, and I want to see continuedness, bearishness down here. I want to see, let me just go down to a 15-minute chart here. I want to see them to start to create a bit of a price range in here, though. I'd like them to try to come back up and fail, maybe even potentially take out these highs here, if at all possible, but I'm not banking on it. If it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be too concerned, and I'll just put the high on that one right there, which came back right about to the middle of this consolidation range in here. Nice area. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing keeps falling off. So we'll see how that ends up panning out, but I'm definitely looking for continued downside. And look at this right here. I'm going to bring this up here, guys, and you can see these relatively equal lows from last Friday right there. I think right off the hop, that's going to be the first target that we're going to be looking at on the downside. For Monday, Tuesday type of thing, and then ultimately, like I say again, I want to see this low run here, and us get through that this week. May not happen this week. I mean, we'll see. If they really start putting some pressure behind that thing, you could easily do it. But we got a little bit further to go compared to what we do on the U.S. dollar to get back up to there. So again, same targets. Nothing's really changed there, and we're going to get after this here this week. So. Going into the pound dollar, this thing is definitely acting a little bit different than what the Euro USD is doing. As you can see, this had significant downside last Thursday, Friday, whereas the Euro USD was going up. I'll put that back to the daily. You can see there 1, 2, 3, 4 straight bars up after that Monday low, and then the rejection candle on Tuesday, and away we went. Pound dollar did not see that at all. We had last Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and this was Monday's low down here, and it got taken out again on Thursday. So very interesting trading on the Euro USD. Until price kind of gets out of this range right here, I am going to suggest lower prices, only because it's going to, if we see some of the Euro USD drag down, then I would suggest that price could start to swing underneath, see this low right here, and back into this consolidation area. So we'll see how that wants to pan out there. But I think that's ultimately where we could go. Now, there could be some strength behind this number. Now, just keep in mind, they're having a bit of a problem with Brexit right now. They're back, they're on, they're off, they're they're kind of all over the map. So I don't necessarily think we're going to start making a run for these two highs up here yet, but do keep that in mind. That if they fail to get underneath this low here, then they're going to probably want to start running this thing back higher again. So that's sort of what I'm looking at on the pound US dollar. And to be honest with you, it's a little more muddy than what the Euro USD is. And so I honestly, I don't know on this guy. I'm hoping down again. But if this high, and I don't want to see price go any higher than right about here, the 129, I'd say 129.40. That, to me, if price pushes up higher than that, then they could want to see price run these highs again here. I don't want to see it go any higher than this candle right here, to be honest with you. If they would just leave this thing intact and this was the high, then that would be great. I don't think, maybe tagging off of these lows in here one more time. But I hope that this last Friday would be the high, and then they just start rolling price over again here. We'll have to see. I'm not going to call anything on on pound USD, only because it's just been a little bit too erratic for this guy. And I like nice easy setups. And this one, like look at the day Look at the week on here last week, and this is just midweek, just terrible, and then they just sunk price. Pretty ugly trading. So last week, I hope you didn't lose your shirt in pound dollar. I stayed out of it. I didn't do anything at all, and at least I don't think I did. I might have took a scalp here or there, but I definitely didn't lose any money in this pair last week. This was a little bit more easy to trade the week before, and then this was a nice reversal pattern here 3 weeks ago. But this week it remains to be seen. Just take it easy on this. There is some obviously pound dollar news coming out. That could drive the market a bit, but again, this is the line in the sand right in this area here. I don't want to see price go anywhere else. The U.S. CAD is what I wanted to talk about. I like how price retreated back down in here. This was showing some bullish signs when the U.S. dollar was really bearish, and then finally Thursday, Friday they gave it up. So this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, let's try this again. Monday's big up candle. Tuesday ended up Tuesday and Wednesday actually hit the high of the week, and then Thursday, Friday sold off. I like that sell-off. I actually had a long in here at 131.25, and this candle here on Friday actually just fell short of it by 1 pip. Can you believe that? No big deal. Happens all the time, but it was just a limit order. Nothing serious, but I don't. That could be the low. We'll see what they want to do there. Price came in and just about tagged back off of the open on these two candles in here. So if they want to come back down one more time, my line in here, I don't want to see them go below the bodies of these candles. So I would leave it at 131 even. If they want to come below there, then they could want to start re-challenging all of these lows, these wicks in here, and I definitely don't want to see that. I'll clean this chart up a bit for you guys. So that's it. That's pretty much my low, right in between this blue line and this guy right here. Don't want to see price go any lower than that. I'd like to see it return down one more time because I still have that limit order in there. But that's it. I don't want to see it go any lower. And then I'd like to see this thing just start to push higher and run through these highs in here to close off the week. And potentially, you see these two equal highs up here? That would be a great target on the week as well too. If we could get all the way up to there, that would be beautiful. And that, my friends, if we did, let's just say it goes right up from here and doesn't come back. Nice 130 pips on the week if you get a close up into there for the week. So that's what I'm looking on US CAD. So giving you the low levels, giving you the high levels, and we'll wait and see how it pans out going into Monday there. But I would assume that because of the holiday, they're probably going to get after trading here pretty quickly. So UJ, this is interesting as well too. We had a nice run up into here, had a big push up, and then a failure swing over on this past month here, about halfway through this rejection block in here, or these two rejection candles in here. And we had price sell all the way off. Now, it could want to come down a little bit more. To be honest with you, it went a little deeper than what I had anticipated on, but it just ran, it just failed to run this low in here. You can see there. So there could be a little bit more room to come down on UJ before they decide to reverse it. And again, if the US dollar decides to start pushing higher, we should see UJ start to do the same thing and see some pressure on the buy side to bring this thing back up. If you're a trend line trader, which I know there's a lot of you out there, obviously UJ's coming right in line here with a nice trend line trade. We could see this trade down one more time and then catch a pop, and I'd be looking for these two equal highs in here to get run out. And long term, I'd like to see all of this area in here get convincingly run to the upside. It can run and reject, but I want to see a big candle in here that takes all the stops above here, here, and here get run out. So that's my targets on UJ, but could have a little bit more downside, and there is. Just keep in mind, I closed it, but I will bring it up one more time. There was some yen. Where are we here? Forex Factory. There are some yen. There is some yen news coming out on, I believe it was Monday, right after the Australian dollar news, and I'll just bring that up here for you. Come on. Computer is very, very slow for some reason today. Probably because it's still on weekend time. Oh, slow. Yeah, you can see it in here. So it's it was a press conference. Press conference is what it was. So that could be the catalyst that to spike it down that last little bit, and get it down. Kind of looking at the 112.40 level to 112. I'd say even maybe 112.45 level. See if they want to come down, recapitalize that area, and then potentially see a bounce. And that'd be just to run these lows in here, really, and then hopefully a bounce higher. So that's what I'm looking at for there. And going into crude oil numbers, I think we're probably going to see prices push up a little bit higher, and I don't really want to see them go much higher than this guy here before they start to sell off again. And that comes in at 58.50 levels. We'll see if they want to get up into there. I'm still looking for lower numbers to get run. 52s, we're at 54 right now, but I think the 52 numbers could get hit here, and that's sort of where I'm looking for them to take it. They could do it this week, they could do it next week, they could do it into December. Just keep in mind the bearish activity happens until about mid-December, so we're not quite out of the woods yet on this. We've got OPEC meetings coming up December 6th, where they're going to decide the output levels, and they are calling for reductions, so we could start to see this thing start to move up just because of that. So, that's that, guys, in a nutshell. I'm going to do another video here for all of our members, discuss a couple other commodities that I promised you guys, and I'm going to post this one here for all of you guys, and I'm going to come back and I'll get those that video done for a couple of ideas I've got going into the new year for commodities. So, with that, hope you guys have a great trading. This week, again, was from the Monday, November 19th to Friday, November 23rd. I usually start with that, and just so you know, and I'll update you again going into Tuesday London Open. Hope you guys have a great week of trading, and we'll catch up to you next time.